26 years ago to this day, Formula One lost one of its greatest drivers of all time, the Brazilian Ayrton Senna, and now 26 years later we race in FRL and we race for him. Welcome to FRL Season 3 Tier 1. We are getting ready for the Australian Grand Prix, normally the first race on the calendar, but it's almost in the late season here as we get ready to see who is going to take pole, as we're already on board with Jordan, who is the first man out on track, which is pretty much every week actually. And then there's Joost just coming up behind him, so the Williams are maybe going to try give each other toes here. But yes, today is a somber today is a somber day, but you know what, we're going to have to push through it and enjoy what is going to be shaping up to be an incredible race, as everyone appears to be on the softs aside from Bjorn, who's not really had the best of starts to this season. However, he is looking to make an impact in this Grand Prix, as I don't know if he's scored yet. He might have done, but in the last race we did see a change in hand over the championship. It was Joost taking the lead of the championship, only 3.5 points ahead of his championship rival Gil. Those two haven't raced on the same track since Belgium, so of course Gil did not turn up last weekend, so that makes it 2 did not starts between them. So everyone is on their outlap. We're going to follow along with Jordan on his lap when he eventually starts it, and now he pulls around the final corner. Very flat track this one is. Of course it is Albert Park, so it is a street circuit technically speaking, as we go on board with the Mercedes powered Williams, going hard into turn number 1 and taking the using up as much of the track as he can. That was a very good run through there for Jordan, with that shimmering green helmet in that number 6 car, breaking down into 3rd gear, then short shifting. A little bit of a fishtail on the back of that Williams there, but luckily he held it, and now he is going to do a 26.4 through the first sector, which I believe was, I don't know if his teammate's going to beat it, but he lost purple straight away. So is this lap invalid? Well, if it was invalid he wouldn't be pushing, so I'm gonna say he is still going for this hard, as now using up all the ERS he can. He is in 7th gear at the moment, just coming up to the sector split. He's done a 47.9, and what I'm wondering is if anyone can touch the 1 minute 18s, that would be an extraordinary lap to beat by anyone's standards. Even the quickest in the game is now in the 3rd sector, very slow portion of the track, coming up to the penultimate corner, braking hard into 2nd gear, short shifting up into 3rd. We're going to go out of the cockpit for once, and we are going to fly down the start finish straight. What is the time going to be to beat? It's a 19.9, as I think Joost is next, and he is actually brought into the pits there, so he's not going to be pushing. I think it's not Tim Wentic, it's Flip Flop Fish who is going to be the next one to cross the line. He is going to do a 1 minute 21.0. Alan Vore went quicker on that, and actually 0.02 of a second separate Alan Vore and Chapelele. P&P Louis brings up the rear of the drivers that have set a lap. That's Croquette Gamer setting a lap. He's just gone into 4th position. Now Bjorn on his medians had a shocking lap. He goes into 8th position now. Ginger and Terra Racer both crossing the line simultaneously. Timon is going to beat Jordan's time, as it's pretty difficult to actually keep up with the laps. We'll follow along with Blue Racer as he completes his lap. He's coming down the start finish straight now. What's he going to do? He's going to go 8th fastest. I think Recon is next. TTG Recon 33. Where's he going to go? He is going to go 6th fastest, and now it is Tim Wenting's turn. What's he going to do? Oh, he's just started on a lap. So I think he might have invalidated that one, as now they all pile into the pits as they've all completed their laps. But Joost has just come back out as yellow flags patterned across the track. Who's that? Is that Pat? Pat isn't... Okay, Pat's actually not in the Mercedes today. Michelizzi, Mr. Consistent in the points, He's not had the best couple of races from what I remember, but knowing me, my instinct is going to be wrong. Bear with me for a moment as I actually bring up the standings to check when the last time Michelizzi scored was. Probably was last race, to be honest. See, he sits pretty in 11th. He got a single point last race, but no, he's not had the best run of form. Well, he's hoping for a better race today, as I actually just went on board with Tim Wenting right as he spins there. And he's going to have to wait for the next couple of cars to just come around here, so he can go back on, get back on track. As actually the next person to complete a lap will be the flying Finn of Michelizzi in his silver arrow now. Running a little bit wide out of that corner there, but he's going to keep going on this lap using up hot lap mode for ERS, so you can tell he is pushing yellow flags as Tim Wenting gets out of his way. Finally coming through the final corner. Where's Michelizzi going to put this car? Is he going to go into the top 10? He's going to go only 12th fastest. That's not where he wants to be, as I think Bjorn is the next one, but he's invalidated this time. So a 1:38.8 is a terrible time by anyone's standards, as Terror Race is abandoned on this lap. So I think that means it is championship leader IGK Joost who's on a lap next. His teammates just ahead of him on an outlap. Could he maybe give him a little bit of tow on the start finish straight, or maybe on the next straight here, as the Williams, they've got good teamwork, these two. They work together and they work well, and they've become one of the, probably the team to beat, is now purple through the second sector as he invalidates there. So that is Joost time once again in the bin, and he was purple through the first and second sectors. Nizzo, who's had a terrible season, is the next to start a lap behind those two, and it's his teammate of Michelizzi just waiting in the wings behind. Of course, he's finished his lap, so we might as well follow along. Let's go with Chapelele. He's not had the best of luck in league racing in general, but he's always turned up and he's shown he's got the pace to do well in FRL. So we're going to cover a lap with him, as there's yellow flags in the first sector. I think that is a Renault or a McLaren beached there, but they seem to be moving again. Green flags once again now as Chapelele opens his DRS to start his flying lap. He's in 4th place already. Can he improve on that position and maybe get onto the first row, both occupied by VRT drivers, VRT Timon and VRT Jordan? So they are really setting the pace. Can Chapelele make it a 1-2-3 for Vortex Racing Team here, as he is in the first sector right now, just coming to this fast right-hander in high ERS consumption here. He's going to go a little bit slower on this lap. He's just a couple tenths behind though, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but he is not putting that he's not doing the best lap he can, as through this flat out section of the track, one of the quickest parts of the track is right here, and now to the ever challenging chicane. He almost looked like he cut it more than Joost did, as now Jordan retakes the lead of this qualifying session with a 1:19.6. Very good time from him. But we're just going to keep focusing on Chapelele, using up all the track there. Number 76, Nizzo, just went 11th fastest, so that's good from him. He's beating his teammate finally, as now Chapelele is opening it. Oh, he's abandoning on this lap, isn't he? Oh, he went a little bit slower. Maybe if he didn't weave, he could have done a better lap, as I think, no, it's not Crockett. I think it was Pat just going to 8th place, so good lap from him there. As Tim Wenting is the next to cross the line to start a lap. I think this is no, it was not Ginger. It was Terror Racer in 9th position starting a lap. Flip Flop Fish also starting a lap, as now I think this is Alan Vor right here. Yes, it is. Crossing the start finish straight, he jumps his teammate who's right behind him, and he's going to go quicker than him. So a little bit of hot potato for second position between them two, and now Ginger has just gone 4th fastest. He's saying he's not got the pace around this track, but I'll tell you what, if you're doing laps like that, he's just going to go into 5th position, then he's doing well. Two Red Bulls occupying 6th and 7th. My sound appears to be breaking up horribly. I hope this isn't my internet. I have horrible sound at the moment. I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Looks to have fixed itself. Never mind, it's not fixed itself. This is really horrible to hear, as I think Mikulitsi starting his lap now. Should be flip-flop fish to cross the line next. No, it's Tim Wenting. Can we find Tim Wenting just as he completes his lap? Where's he gonna go? He's gonna go 7th fastest. So that is more like it from Tim. He's finally showing his pace. The only driver not to set a lap is championship leader Joost. His championship rival sits pretty in 6th place, just ahead of Tim Wenting there in his 2nd Grand Prix in FRL. Luckily for Joost though, he's not invalidated on this lap, so you might as well follow him, as that is an Alfa Romeo of probably Ginger getting out of his way there, and there's a Renault getting out of his way as well. I think that was Crockett Gamer. So we'll finally get to see the pace that Joost has. Can he go on top? Can he make it Williams 1-2? Yes, he is. He's going to set a 1:19.5. So 1-2 for Williams. They lock out the front row. Seems to be a recurring theme in this championship, as that was simply just going into 15th position. Not too bad from him. Not Raiden to cross the line next. I think it is then Gil. No, he's coming into the pits as well. So is this Nizo? It's not Nizo. It's Mikulitsi, and he's on a lap right now. He's down, way down in 18th position. He does not want to be here. So crossing the line, 13th position. Not incredible. It's a 1:20.5 from the Finnish driver. So definitely wants to be further up there as they all come back into the pits to fit on a new set of soft tyres to go into the dying stages of qualifying here, and I'm excited to see who can get on top. They all look to be really close in the top portion, just separated by about a 10th between the top 3, as Elar Bjorn in 14th place, just ahead of his teammate, and he's actually coming to the pits. Okay, so is it Joost probably coming to the pits as well? It was Jordan starting a lap. Joost is going to come in though, I think. Yes, he is, and that is a Toro Rosso, probably simply behind him. Yes, it is. I'm on fire today. Someone we've not seen though is P&P Louis. The other Toro Rosso that I have not mentioned so far in this qualifying session is Nizo, just starting on a lap. Yeah, he's not had the best start to this. Well, more than the start of the season. He's not had a good season, full stop, to be honest. So he's struggling at the moment. He's not scored many points in that Mercedes, and they sit in last position in the championship as he's cutting the track to save his tyres as much as he can, as I think the next one to cross the line will be Jordan. He's gone quicker through the first sector. What about through the second sector? Still quicker by a 1/10.5, so he's going to fly through the fast chicane, just braking down into, just braking for a fraction of a second really. He didn't even hold the brake at all, to be honest, as now into the 3rd sector, short shifting into 6th. He looks to have abandoned this lap. No, Jordan, what are you doing? Well, I guess it could be smart, because what he might be planning to do is come into the pits and fit a new set of tyres just when the track is that little bit more rubbered in. Blue Racer will be the next to start a lap then, and should have 2 attempts at this, maybe even 3, but who would want to do 3 laps on a soft tyre? He'd kill them at the start, as now Blue Racer's going to get underway on his lap, braking into the first corner. We'll check back on him in a little while. I think Flip-Flop Fish, yes he is, in his scarlet red Ferrari, down in 18th with a 1:21.0. Again, not where he wants to be one bit, but he has the pace to get further up in this order. Looks like everyone's just starting laps and no one's on a lap at the moment. I think that is actually the case, except for the guys who I just mentioned. Nizo restarting his lap after he what did he do? He did not invalidate, he just gave up on it. so down in 17th position with a 120.9, just a 10th above his closest rival in 18th. As who is going to cross the line first? Is this Gil or is it Raiden? It is Gil to cross the line next. But the slowest driver at the moment is Raiden 86 F1, and he's going to not invalidate this one. Well, at least from what I see, he's going to give up on this time, and he's going to go again. That's the start of the next part. For the final laps coming out very shortly, we've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this, as now that was, I believe, Tim Wentink going 8th. No, it wasn't. Who's just set a lap? It was Flip Flop Fish going 11th fastest. Yeah, it was him. We might as well follow along Tim Wentink as he starts a lap. There's a Toro Rosso coming up to the line at the moment. I believe that was P&P Louis just starting, as there was a Ferrari that had retired. Just at the end there, it's a Blue Racer. No, it's not. It's Bjorn to start a lap. Go on, let's get someone who's finishing a lap. Or is this Pat? This is not Pat, it was Crockett Gamer, and he started a lap, so we caught him at the right time. This is Pat starting a lap as well. Come on, boys. Do me a solid, simply starting a lap. Okay. What about Yost? This is not Yost, this is Jordan. Both Red Bulls are on a... No, okay. Well, the next one to cross the line is Yost. He's not pushing. So that means it's a Blue Racer. It is Blue Racer. Blue Racer is going to be the next one to finish a lap. So what can the British driver do? He's had a slow start to the season. Come on, man. Why are you coming into the pits? I think Alan Boy will be next then. No, this is not Alan Boy. Who's that? Oh, it's Timon starting a lap. Tim Wentink's going to retire. Then it's Gil next. Gil is not pushing. He's gone slower on this lap. What about Raiden? Finally, we've got someone who's pushing. So, Raiden, 86 F1, can he get out of last place? Yes, he can. He's going to go 11th fastest. Not bad from him at all. Terror Racer starting a lap. So, this is Bjorn actually the next one to finish this lap? Well, there's Bjorn going to go. He's going to go 14th. What about Ginger? Can he improve? Yes, Ginger's going to go fastest with a 119.5, but that's not enough, to be honest. And he's not got an opportunity to set another lap. That's Crockett Gamer, I think, just going into 5th position, dislodging Alanvor. And through the first sector, Gil is slower, so he's not really troubling the top drivers one bit at this point. As Pat pulls into the pits, I believe that this is Yost. No, it's Jordan. Can Jordan get back on top? He's in 3rd position. Is he going to go take pole? No, he isn't. He's not going to improve there. But he did manage to get in on time just at the wire. So that brings him back into play. Is now Yost has only improved by 9 thousandths through the 2nd sector. What about in the 3rd sector? Well, Yost is not going to improve, so well, he does improve, but he hasn't gone quicker, so I think he invalidated his lap then. Timon doesn't go quicker. I think Ginger's got pole position. Unless his teammate can do anything about it. He's gone slower. He's not going to push on this lap. What about Raiden? Raiden's also not. So no, that is going to be your grid. What about Jordan though? All eyes are on the Williams driver, and he cuts that completely. And oh, he's put it in the wall. So Ginger saying he didn't have any pace puts it on pole position on a set of softs. Every single driver was on softs. I think Raiden is the next one. He's actually coming to the pits. Please retire, buddy. Thank you. Whoops, I dropped my remote. Well, we might as well start running through the grid now. It is Ginger on pole by what is that, 6 thousandths of a second on Yost in 2nd position. Then it is Jordan starting 3rd, 4th goes to Timon, 5th is Crockett Gamer, then it is Alan Vore in the Racing Point in 6th. Gil, championship rival to Yost, starting 5 positions below him in 7th, 8th for Tim Wentink. That's good from him. Terror Racer is in 9th, and I think it was either Recon or Chapelele. It was Chapelele in 10th position, now starting outside the top 10 with a fresh set of tyres. It's going to be Raiden 86 F1 who's going to get a fresh set of whatever tyre he pleases, so he's going to have an advantage on Chapelele, at least on the start. 10th is really where you don't want to be starting. Flip Flop Fish starts in 12th, Recon goes 13th fastest, Bjorn starts 14th, and then it is Pat sitting pretty in 15th place, and Simply starting 16th, 17th for Michalizzi. Not a good lap at all from him. He's not used to being this low, but it's going to make overtaking a lot more fun. Only 9/10 up, down. I think that was Blue Racer. Then it would be, I think, Nizzo, and the last driver, I think it's Louis is the last driver. So Mercedes really down the dumps here. I'm just gonna get a glass of water, so I'll be back in a moment as they pick their strategies for the race. It was like I was never gone, so 10 more seconds on the clock until we get the formation lap underway. I'm very excited for this Grand Prix. Who is going to prevail in the championship? Is it going to be Joost to extend his championship lead, or is it going to be Gil? Well, Joost starting in 2nd position. He's got many, he's ahead of many places. He's many places ahead of Gil, which is going to make it a lot more difficult for Gil to bring down that 3.5 point gap that they have between them. So it is going to be Ginger to roll off on the start in his Alfa Romeo car, weaving, trying to get temperature in his tyres. We're going to put on tyres. You can see that most of the drivers starting outside the top 10, aside from Simply and Michalizzi, all on the mediums, so they're going to prioritize going deep into the race rather than getting a better start. So you're going to have to watch Michalizzi and Simply here, because they are going to be the ones who are going to be rapid off the line on their Red Bull tires, going to be completely fresh, going to have the most pace out of anyone, and I cannot wait to see them as we're getting ready to start the race. Of course, Ginger controlling the pace. He can go as quick as he wants in that 22. Beautiful red and white Alfa Romeo, my favourite looking car, and also one of my favourite cars to drive, to be honest. It's just, I just love the car so much, and it just looks fast, you know. Like, you look at something like the Racing Point, it's like all pink and ugly, it doesn't look fast, but that Alfa Romeo, it's sleek, it's beautiful, I love it to bits. Well, hopefully he can maintain his lead. He's not won a race this season, he's been on the podiums. He had plenty of wins last season in Season 2, but he's just not hit, he's missed the mark that so far this season. As soon the AI will take control, revving out the car, trying to get that little extra bit of heat, which is going to give his soft tyres a lot more grip, and now the AI car takes over. We are getting ready. 2 drivers were disqualified off the start there. I think that was Bjorn and maybe it was not Bjorn, it was Blue. Yeah, Blue's going to have no tyres at the start. I think it was, I don't know who else it was. Was it a Toro Rosso Simply? No clue right now. It was Louis, I think. Right. We look past that now because we prepare for the start sequence. Well, it is Ginger on pole, Joost beside him, and now it is lights out and away we go. Who gets the better start out of the 2 leaders? They look to be equal, but it's actually Jordan in 3rd who gets a lightning start there. So Ginger leads down into turn number 1. There's Alan Vaughan and Gil having a nice battle in the midfield there. So now Ginger leads them all the way down. Looks like it's been a clean start from everyone here, as now there's a little bit of contact between Gil and Alan Vaughan. Can Tim Wenting capitalise? They're going side by side into the middle sector of the a spinning Renault. I think that was Pat there. Yes, it is. He's fallen down into last position. No safety cars. Now Alan Vaux's been run off onto the grass. Very difficult for him there to keep his grip. We're following along with the driver in 7th position. Alan Vaux's lost out completely off the start here. Can Terra Racer capitalise as well? Maybe get past the racing point, as now there's Nizzo's been spun around. So Nizzo all the way down in last position. He's not had the benefit of starting on the soft tyres, which are going to give him a lot more grip. So unfortunate for him there, as now Tim Wenting's going to keep putting the pressure onto Gil. We're going to look back up to the front because Joost is beginning to sniff a chance at the lead, but it's only lap number 1. It's a long race, 29 laps here as they come into the final sector. It's going to be Ginger from Joost, from Jordan, from Timon, from Crockett Gamer. That's your top 5. No DRS yet. 3 DRS straights on this 3 DRS straights on this lap. I have to catch my breath there a little bit, as now Ginger leads them down into turn 1. They can slow down from the start. No major incidents. Only 2 drivers who are way down in the order had a little bit of a tussle together, as now Joost is going to send a beautiful move around the outside and actually take the lead off of Ginger, and that is going to shock the fellow Dutchman. It is actually a Dutch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as Joost sets the fastest first sector. Ginger's not got the race pace, it seems, as now his teammate Jordan is going to go up the inside. No, that's a very difficult place to overtake. It would have been ballsy to do it, but he's going to have to back out and stick in 3rd position for now. But for how much longer? Could he maybe size up a move into the chicane? Again, not a place you want to make overtakes, and he's going to hang back for now as there's battles going on lower down the order. As I think someone's been spun around. I think it's Crockett Gamer in the Renault car. Yes, it is. You can see he's facing the wrong way, and his race looks to be over. Gil moves up into 5th place. At this point, he's not taking the lead of the championship because, well, he's finishing behind Joost for the time being. As we start lap number 3, we're going to have DRS enabled. This could help Ginger maybe fight for the lead back at this point, as they look to have a stable running between the top 3s. DRS has been enabled. Ginger, no, not Ginger, Blue Racer and Michalizzi having a little scrap there. Looks like Michalizzi has prevailed. It looks like he hasn't seen the benefit of the soft tyres too much there. P&P Louis had the better start of all of them, as now Terra Racer loses the position to Chapelele. The Red Bull driver moves up into 8th, as now that is Tim Wenting spun around. He is out of this Grand Prix. Tim has spun there at a really easy corner to do so. Jordan takes a 3-second time penalty. Surprisingly, no safety car for that. The car's completely gone. And that's so unfortunate for Tim Wenting. He had such a great qualifying. Oh, that's heartbreaking for me to see. I was secretly rooting for him today because he's a personal friend of mine. But we move past that because now Jordan, with DRS, can't get past Ginger, as Ginger's fallen off the back of Joost by quite a bit here. Almost to the point where he is out of DRS range. Could Timon also get involved here for a spot on the podium? Well, he's definitely sticking his nose in there as the top, well, from positions 2 to 3, they are so tight-knit that you could really chance any of them to make a move, as we follow along with Timon, who's really not had a good run through the first corner, as he follows behind Jordan, who follows behind Ginger, who had a heavy lockup into turn number 3 there, but he manages to hold on. It looks like it's a recurring theme. Everyone seems to manage to hold on even when they're spinning out, as now I think Michalizzi's tyres are really coming into effect because he's just gotten past P&P Louis. Of course, DRS is going to be such an aid on that Silver Arrow car against the sea blue car. Oh, I love the way the Toro Rosso looks, actually. Now, this is Raiden trying to fight for a point. Only Ferrari left running in this Grand Prix. We have 19 drivers still racing right now, as Raiden looks to be close in there. I think Alan Boyd had an incident there. but we've had a change of position in the top two. Jordan has gotten past Ginger, and I apologise for my ums and uhs. I just can't control it. I think Louis had a spin there. We're not going to follow along with him. We're going to keep on board with Timon as he tries to challenge for the final spot on the podium against Ginger here, who's again falling out of touch with the leading two Williams. He's not going to have as effective slipstream as Timon will, but can't get the move done into turn number 3. A very slow corner, actually a pretty good place to overtake. I've just spilled water on myself. Brilliant. So now already out of DRS range of Jordan. Ginger's really struggled, but Jordan has actually pulled himself right into the mix against his teammate, because that was about 1 second between Ginger and Yost, but now after Jordan got past him there, he managed to take it easy, close that gap down easily. Is now Timon with DRS. Ginger without, up the inside into I think turn number 14 or 15 or whatever